Peter Elmer has been serving as our finance chair for quite some time. Peter, come and share with us today. Thank you, sir.
Good morning. So what have we been talking about the last 3 weeks? Taglines. We've mentioned Nike, Verizon, M&M's, State Farm, and MasterCard. I think appropriate for this week, the U.S. Army, be all you can be. That was the Army's slogan for 21 years, and for good reason. It worked. Inspired a nation of young people to become their best by entering into military service. What could really be more truthful? Here's an unknown one for you from the Greater Cincinnati Foundation. Make the most of your giving. Their tagline clearly articulates the value of the foundation for donors. The Greater Cincinnati Foundation helps people make the most of their giving to build a better community. They believe in the power to change the lives of people and communities. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. It's about money. It's about giving. It's about contribution. But it's more than that. It's really about giving through Galilee. It's what we can do with that. It's really about our extraordinary purpose, using the vehicle called Galilee. So what happens when you give? I believe more than anything, you just feel better. It's that simple. At the baptism of one of our granddaughters, I heard Chris Riedel, the pastor at Arcola United Methodist, share that with his congregation. He said it's not just a biblical calling. It's in our core. We feel better when we give. Our time, our talents, and yes, our treasures. We were wired to care. It has nothing to do with tax deductions. So let me start by saying, you've already given, so I do want to say thank you. Thank you because what you've done is important, and God sees that as important. Because of what you've been giving, we're able to carry out God's extraordinary purpose. We've heard about Backpack Buddies, the chapel. Last week we heard about a new ministry for young adults, young couples. The pinnacle of God's creation was a man and a woman. You and I and everyone on the planet of every age, every color, and every gender were formed in the very image of God. What does the image of God have to do with Christianity and generosity? Plenty. We were made generous. The Apostle Paul tells us in his letter to Ephesus, we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. We were made to give. We were wired for generosity. And it's a good thing, because let me share with you the one honest statement I can make about Galilee. We will always have more vision than resources. And isn't that how it should be? Let's never allow our present circumstances or current resources to limit us. Instead, let's see beyond the circumstances and look for ways we can continue to grow our church and our ministries. It requires us to be extraordinary, not ordinary givers. Last year, Pastor Matt told the chapel that they needed to be financially self-sufficient, and they stepped up with 25% more. 25% more in their giving. This year, he shared with them that they needed an additional $10,000, and they're stepping up again. Okay, so how about us? In 2016, Galilee, your church, needs $2,500 more every week. That's $10 to $15 from each of us sitting out here. It's less than a lunch for two at Firehouse Subs. If you're somebody who thinks annually, it's $500 to $750. Commit to an increase, certainly starting in January, but why not start now? Commit to contributing every week. So if you miss a week, when you come back the next time, please make up the weeks that you missed. Isn't Galilee worth it? Remember all those taglines? I still say Galilee's is the best. Those 4 simple words. So with me now, ordinary people, extraordinary purpose. We are ordinary people, and I'm okay with being ordinary, but we're doing God's extraordinary purpose. In your bulletins, you've got an estimate of giving card. It's been in there for a couple of weeks. I ask you to take this and seriously pray about it. Pray about what God is telling you in your heart to commit to Him, that we will use in this wonderful vehicle called Galilee. We're asking you to bring them back next Sunday, the 15th. Jason's going to bless the cards. If you've already turned one in, he'll bring that card back out and we'll bless that as well. Or if in your heart you want to increase that, God bless, turn a second card in, we'll take that next week. What God will do, because of your generosity, will far outlast what you give. Let me finish with, Adam Levine, lead singer from Maroon 5, said, fitting in is boring for anyone who wants to be extraordinary. The time to grow in worship, the time to grow in service to our community, The time to realize our extraordinary purpose, all through this marvelous place called Galilee, it's now. Let's be extraordinary.